Actually the spokes we know, and actually we can say in engineering term that is the tendon. What happens in this case, the tendons are stretched out from the ring, outside of the ring, and it actually gains a lot of tension. That's why when we produce pressure on that cycle or cycle wheel, then what happened? It consumes the whole stress. This is the function of this wheel actually, and we have seen, everyone we have seen this, but nobody has analyzed it in that way. Now we will move. What is type of pre-stressed concrete? Mainly this can be divided into two parts. First of all is internal pre-stressing and another one is external pre-stressing. So we will discuss internal pre-stressing in a lengthy way, but before that I would like to tell something on external pre-stressing. External pre-stressing, in this case what happens, the concrete beam is already totally cured and hardened. Then this type of concrete beam or a slab or a section is placed over a simply supported beam, and you can see in the picture that the jack is over there, and just with the help of socket some pressure is or stress is induced over that beam. That's why this is known as externally, as the stress is given externally on the beam. That's why this is known as external pre-stressing. Now we will understand what is internal pre-stressing. Internal, this is very simple. If we just analyze the term, then we can understand that what is happening, what is going on actually. This is internal pre-stressing. That means pre-stressing, stress is induced in the beam from internally. Okay, and this is very simple. As you can see, the first one is pre-tensioning and the second one is post-tensioning. Pre-tensioning means, again, if you analyze that, you can understand the stress is given before it's cured. Okay, that's why this is known as pre-tensioning. And post-tensioning means, again, when the concrete beam is totally hardened, then later this stress is induced. That's why this is known as post-tensioning. In pre-tensioning, that you can see that there are two apartments where the tendons are anchored. Okay, the tendons are anchored. Then the concrete blocks are made according to our desire. Then the whole tendons or wires, whatever over there, they are stretched out in their full stress or in their desired limits. Then the concrete is allowed to be cured or hardened. Then with a cutter we cut the tendon, and with the socket we just put those pre-tensioning members. And another one is, that is post-tensioning. What happened in post-tensioning actually, a duct is left in the beam. A duct is left in the beam. Actually that is a hole and it is made by PVC, and then after that, after completing that duct, what happened? The tendons is provided over there, and grouting. Grouting is nothing but a mixture of cement and plain cement and water and sand. This grouting is filled over there to make a anchorage with the concrete block. In this case, what happened? After releasing the stress or the tensioning from the outside, it gives a lot of tension on the beam. This is a very common thing, and each and every one we have seen this, as we are regular passenger of railway, Indian Railway. That's why we have seen this. This is nothing but sleepers. Okay, and this is pre-stressed concrete. This is a very good technology of concreting. Pre-stressed concrete, in this case what happens, you can see, if you see carefully, that the sleepers are little bit bent. What happened? And the concave side is on the upper side, and when the rail moves, it gives the pressure, and due to that reason, what happens? The pressure is all absorbed by those bendings. And the next slide shows you some typical picture of post-tensioning. Actually, this is not a part of full post-tensioning. This is one side of post-tensioning, and this maybe, I know this is little bit hazy and you can't see this, but I would like to tell you to attentively see this. This blue thing is a jack. Okay, and by this the tensioning is given on the beam. Now material, mainly concrete. Everybody says I would like to tell this in Bengali. যে ভাই তোরা তো সিভিল তোদের তো একই কাজ বালি পাথর শুধু এই নিয়ে but we know that we have a decent technology and I have already introduced you and this is concrete. Mainly M30 for post tensioning, minimum grade of M30 is used for post tensioning and M40 for pre-tensioning. M stands for mix and 40 is nothing but the strength of that particular concrete. And another very important material, that is steel, high tensile strength steel, and this can be classified into three segments, that is tendon, strand and bars. And we can see here that 7 wire has made a strand and the coating and the seating overlapping over there because it provides a lot of anchoring and it resist from the weathering effect. Weathering effect means nothing but the sun effect, moisture presence in the air, sun. This type of weathering is very harmful to the construction. And this is another equipment. This is very important for the mainly post tensioning. And what happens here that you can see there are anchorage plate. That is grout cap. What happens over there, when the tendons are provided in that way, the anchorage plate anchors that, and with the socket, that is 2Z regular socket, T1Z deep type socket, this type of sockets, with the help of this, we can produce a lot of tension over there. So advantage. We have listened a lot on pre-stressed concrete. So what are the advantages of this concrete technology? First of all is it minimizes the depth, it minimizes the cracks on the beam. As we have seen in partially pre-stressed concrete and RCC concrete, there are a lot of cracks is produced, but using this we can minimize the cracks. And what happens, it also provides a very less thin or very thin section. That's why we need a very little width to make a same design load. And another is it's a resilient. That means the strain energy is restored in the type of concrete. Strain energy is nothing but a tendency to reach to its original form. So these are the advantages. Now we're gonna show you some pictures. This is Millennium Tower of Vienna, Austria. What happens in this case, you can see the area of structuring is very little, but here almost 30 to 40 story is over there. So the engineering people, you can understand that to bear this type of load, the bearing capacity of the soil is needed very high. But how we can minimize that as much as possible, because we know that the soil has a limited capacity. With piling we can increase that, but another aspects we can reduce, that is pre-stressed concreting. But because if we use pre-stressed concreting, the depth of the beam is very small. In this case, if whatever you are seeing in this picture, you can see each and every slab is about 20 cm. And another advantages of this type of concreting technology is that the whole floor of 2-story can be fulfilled within 7 days. So this is a great advantages of this type of technology if we use. This is another picture of construction. This is city Duisburg, Germany. This is 50-story building. That was similar type, that's why I didn't tell anything about that. But this is parking deck. You engineer people that know that there is 2 type of load mainly. There is live load and dead load. In this case, what happened? Live load is too much high because this is a parking zone. That's why the load is very high, and using this pre-stressed concrete we can minimize that very much. Though it has so many advantages, but as each and everything has a lighter side and it has a darker side at the same time, that's why this pre-stressing concrete technology has limitation at the same time. And the limitations are nothing but that First of all, to use this type of technology in our country, we have to produce very technically sound people. That means you people have to be very technically, otherwise we can't use this type of technology in our country. And another is the material of this type of concrete is very high. As we have analyzed, there's the M40, M20, whatever, very compressive strengths and high tensile steels, these are both very valuable. That's why the initial cost of this type of making structure is very high. Conclusion. In modern civilization, pre-stressed concrete is very much useful to get almost 100% efficiency, and with the same time it can give a better appearance and give 100% efficiency. But I would like to tell our higher authority to think about that this type of pre-stressed concrete technology we can open a vast section where we can research on this type of thing, where we can produce a very technically sound people, those people who will actually make and practice this type of concrete in our constructions. And last of all, thank you. Or any type of question regarding my topic, then please ask me. I would try to give a proper. Yeah, that boy. He has a question. Where a microphone there? Where a microphone there? Yeah, come. Yes, sir.
Sir, what is rupture?
What?
Rupture.
Actually, rupture. Rupture is Bangla boli. Rupture means totally bhenge poda. Okay, this is rupture. Rupture and failure. Okay. Any question?
No, sir. Thanks.
Anyone? No, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now with us, we have a resource person from Lakshmi Agro Products. I would request our students to escort them onto the stage. Lakshmi Agro Products is requested to come to the stage. Students, do escort them to the stage.